Usually our biggest limitations are the material limitations, but I love these upsells. And to be honest with you, and here again, you know, if you can make it work, you're only going to see this until they're sold out. When they're sold out, they never come back. We just don't bring them back. So this is your kind of like the one and only chance that you have, especially with something like this is designed just to go with the necklace, right?
Right.
Now, that's not to say that you can't wear it on a daily basis or wear it with different things. Or if you just want to buy the bracelet or you buy the earrings or buy the ring. I mean, they're just beautiful works of art in their own right. But if you want something that's an ensemble and a set, and I have to say I'm a set guy, okay? I like
Me
sets.
Too. Especially when you have something unique like this.
My wife is a set person, okay? And so, you know, like with her, anytime I make something for her, she always wants the whole shebang. And I have to tell you though, you know, I'm very impressed but when she accessorizes, she always has it. And she collects different materials, but when I make her things, she always wants me to make the whole set, the whole ensemble, because in most cases, in the case of this apatite especially, and even with the coral, because of the color of the coral and what it looks like, this is the only time you're going to see it. You're not going to be able to walk in anywhere and get anything that's going to really, really totally match back to it. What's really amazing too is if you look at the uniqueness of not only the designs, but if you look at the craftsmanship of all of these pieces. And I think one of the biggest
done by hand
things I get from people is, and I think the thing that really charges my battery is the compliments that I get on our quality. And people say, you know, when I saw it on air, I thought, well, okay, it looks okay, I'm gonna get it. Then when they get it at home, they open that box and they just go, oh my gosh. And one of the things I think that I love is how we built our business over 24 years here on HSN is the fact that people